Welcome and or welcome back to the channel. My name is Sarah. I like to talk about books here in my basement, and today we're going to talk about January releases, things coming. It is a stacked and packed month, so I recommend you get a drink and a snack and come back. At the top of the list, we're always going to look at the things that, let me look back here. I can't remember the order in which I do my own videos. I want to look at the stuff that I'm almost definitely bringing into my house some way or the other. Things that I have on my list to pick up. I might have them pre-ordered. They might be on my list to go out and get, which to be fair doesn't always mean that I'm going to get them. I am nothing if not forgetful, so we'll see. So on this list at the top we have a manga that is that's not 17, volume 17 I believe. It's over there somewhere. Volume 17 of Chainsaw Man, which is a manga series I love. I highly recommend it if you like shonen style, like action adventure manga. It's a little bit unhinged, but that's also right down my speed. We have that is on the 7th, if I didn't say. We have Ballad of Sword and Wine, Volume 3. That is on the 7th. I need to read the second one. It's sitting right over there. I pulled it off the shelf today to do so. Heavenly Bodies Trad Edition is coming out on the 14th by Imani Eru. And this is one... Eru? I'm not sure how to say that. This is what I'm on the fence about. If anybody has read this and know is it good or anything, let me know, because I didn't read it before it was traditionally picked up. I heard fantastic things, and I had every intention of picking up and reading it, but I didn't realize it had been... acquired by a traditional publishing house. So that comes out on the 14th. So if I'm going to read it and pick it up, I can do so then. I have a Kindle book pre-ordered, The Baby Dragon Cafe, which is a cozy fantasy about a woman who starts a baby dragon cafe, like the style of a cat cafe, but for baby dragons. And I love cozy fantasies. That is listed on January 16th. Barbarian's Heart, which I have already read, by Ruby Dixon. That is the new Berkeley special edition paperbacks that are coming out. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th book? My ICP books are right there. I think at a count that might be book 8 or 9. Like I said, I have already read this. Really liked it. Of the last 3 books, this might be one of my favorites. It made me sad. It made me sad in my heart. And finally, another Dawn May, Run Wild Sai comes out on the 21st. Almost certainly said that wrong, so apologies. That is about a young boy who is sent to an out-of-the-way, snowy town and the relationships that he makes there. So I'm very excited to try that one out. I haven't read a contemporary Dawn May before, so that one I think is contemporary setting, and I'm excited to try it. So that's everything I'm looking to pick up for sure, it's on my radar or I have it pre-ordered. Now, as far as ARC, these are ARCs that I have on NetGalley, or if I have a physical copy of an ARC, I will show it here. I don't believe I have any physical ARCs for January yet. The Saga stuff hasn't come through yet, so I don't know if they're offering any January ARCs, but for digital ARCs, I have quite a few. And at least one new one has come in since I made this list that's in January, and I don't know if I got 2 more today, and I don't know if they're January's. I don't think so. So what I have listed, which I don't have the dates written down, but as always, I list all this below. The Reformatory by Tananarive has, I think it's a paperback release or a new release. She's possibly got a new book coming out, so they're pushing this one again. Breath of the Dragon by Fonda Lee and Shannon Lee is a action kung fu style fantasy novel that is coming out soon. Fonda Lee wrote the Jade City books. I am very excited for this. I think it looks fantastic, and I plan on picking it up very soon. Immortal by Su Lin Tan. I like Su Lin Tan a lot. I do not remember the summary on this or the last one, but I knew the author and the cover was stunning, so I gave it a shot. The Starlight Heir by Amelie Howard, who is another author I do believe I have read and enjoyed. That is a romantasy. It is an Asian-inspired romantasy, I believe. Lightfall by Ed Crocker is a vampire fantasy debut. It is pitched as for fans of J. Kristoff, which I am not, but I love vampires, so I'm going to try it. These Fatal Flowers by Shannon Ives. You know as much as I do. I don't recognize this title. Let me look. Oh, yeah! So, I remember now. There's a reason I requested this. Roanoke Colony was in the description, and I was instantly, yes, I will try that. It is a Greco-Roman mythology combined with the mystery of the vanished Roanoke Colony in an epic adventure filled with sapphic longing and female rage. That sounds good. I'm not particularly wild about the whole Greco-Roman mythology retelling books that have been coming out. They don't sound very appealing to me. However, I do love the mystery of the Roanoke Island colony, and this combination of things sounds great. It also sounds like it might be more like fantasy leaning, so I'm excited. I have My Inconvenient Duke by Loretta Chase, which is a historical romance. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I am trying very hard to read more historical romances. I grew up, my grandmother, my dad's side, read historical romances, and I read a bunch as a teen and then as an adult, and I just haven't been in my historical romance era, as the girlies say, and I want to get back into it. I know the genre is kind of, I don't want to say dying, but it is in danger. Publishers aren't pushing it. There are concerns about contracts, things like that, so I want to read it more, to support it more, because I do love historical romance, and this is one that I saw pop up and sounded interesting. The Legend of Manika by Kritika H. Rao. That's another one I need to look up again. Okay, yes. So this one is a spicy romantasy steeped in Indian mythology. Okay, I remember this one now. Across the realms, celestial dancers known as Asperas are revered for their beauty, allure, and enchanting magic, and I believe it follows one of those dancers. I remember that one, and I remember seeing it and thinking it looked very cool. And I have The Outcast Mage by Annabelle Campbell. Listen, we've talked about this. I read the summaries and I'm like, oh, that sounds good. I will definitely read you eventually. And that's really all it takes at this point. The Outcast Mage, a glittering debut fantasy. A mage bereft of her powers must find out if she is destined to save the world or destroy it. That sounds very good. This is another one of those magic is everything. She loses her magic or she can't control her magic or something, and she ends up questioning the world and finding out the truth about things. It's a very somewhat generic premise, but one that I have read and enjoyed in the past, so I am not mad at that. And I have already read My Arc of Barbarian's Heart by Ruby Dixon, which I love the Ice Planet Barbarian books. They are just simple, easy fun for me, and so I gobble them up. And of course, I'm going to get the new trade edition of the 9th book. I think we just had this conversation. So that is an arc that I have read, and a review will be up closer to release date. Closer to release date on that. And there is one more, let me find it. Yes, Level Unknown by David Dalgleish comes out on the 14th. I do have the date on that one. That is one of the first actually labeled lit RPGs that has gotten a trad deal that wasn't indie published first that I am aware of. Unless he snuck this out indie and I didn't catch it, this is the first straight to the traditional published lit RPG I have seen that actually has it on the cover. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I saw that and immediately was like, I'm going to try it. One, I've read David Dalgleish before, and I do like his stuff. It's very traditional fantasy. And two, straight to trad lit RPG, I want to see what he's doing with that and how he's doing it. Lit RPG is notoriously a genre that has been ignored by publishers for a long, long time. So I'm interested to see if this is going to be a one-off sort of situation or if we're going to see more of it picked up and published. I do know there is a smattering of some of these staple books that are coming out, I think, in the second quarter of the year. They're being picked up by a small publisher of Macmillan, maybe. So possibly, if you are a lit RPG fan, something to keep an eye out on. And finally, 4 other releases that I am just interested in. I was looking at new releases and saw these and jotted them down, so no summaries, just covers and titles for you, like the rest of the video. I have another bind-up of Katie Robert books, Forbidden Games. I historically have said I'm not a huge Katie Robert fan. However, I lately have been finding her books very easy to read and very just relaxing to read. So I have been kind of binging some Katie Robert, and this is the newest one. She's got a bind-up of 2 of her shorter stories in this, coming out on the 14th. I have written out Among the Serpents by Mark J. Gregson. I loved Sky's End by this author last year. This is the sequel to that. I am a little hesitant on this one because I wonder if this is going to take the series in a dystopian direction. I hope not, but I will read it and find out. Adrift in Currents Clean and Clear by Shauna McGuire. I am putting this on the list because I know everyone is excited for this. This is the 10th Wayward Children book. I will not be reading it. I, in fact, got rid of almost all of my Wayward Children books. I'm not going to be continuing those or that series. I'm just, after the mess that was the first book about the moth keeper girl person, I'm not going back. But it is coming out in January if you are interested. I have the third Olivia Weinstein Ravens novels. So this is House of Burning Frost. It comes out on the 30th. I just got my copy of House of Pounding Wings, so I need to read that quickly so I can get a copy of the next one. I have read The Relationship Mechanic. It comes out on the 21st, and it was very cute and fun. It is a sapphic love story about a mechanic and a sort of mini celebrity in their relationship. The Secrets of Underhill is a middle grade that looks very cute. It comes out on the 28th. I'm going to keep my eye on it to see what reviews are. A Language of Dragons is a draconic code breaking, like historical fiction story where the dragons and maybe humans are at war, and this girl goes to school to learn draconic but ends up instead as a code breaker in the wars trying to break the draconic code. I don't know, it sounded fantastic. That comes out on the 7th, so that one I will probably try to get my paws on soon. And finally, I have the sequel to whatever that one is over here. Four Ruined Realms is the name of it, by Mai Corland on January 7th. That is a Red Tower book. Five Broken Blades was the first book. And also the sequel to that very celestial book, I'll put the cover here, is coming out next month as well. I didn't write it down, but I remember seeing it thinking, okay, maybe I should read that one since I have it on my shelf. But that's everything for January, what I plan on buying, my arcs that I have out, and anything else that I'm keeping an eye out for. Let me know if you've read any of the stuff I mentioned. Have you got thoughts, reviews? Did I miss any books that you think I would be interested in? Any of that good stuff down below. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff, and I will see you again soon.